Hi, and welcome to week 4 of our 8-week course. We're almost halfway through, so by this time you all should have submitted your first draft of your literature review. Also, you should have received feedback from me on your research questions and your purpose statement. So there were a couple of you that didn't need any revisions that did a great job the first time through. There are a few of you that had needed some minor revisions, so I made comments on those, and they're just suggestions, but sometimes I give you an example of how you could change it. You do not have to word it exactly the way I worded it. It's just an example for you to kind of look at and kind of change some of your thinking a little bit. I also put that the revisions needed to be included in your final draft. So you can send them to me if you would like to, and I can look at them just informally and give you some feedback on that, but the time that I will need them officially resubmitted is during your final paper. So I will look at those again in your final paper. If you turned it in and gave it a pretty good shot at it, then I gave you all the points. I didn't deduct points because you needed feedback or something like that. However, if you do not change your purpose statement or research questions in a similar way that I had suggested or a different way that fits, then I will deduct points in your final draft, or your final paper. So make sure that between now and when you submit your final paper, you do make those corrections. And again, if you want to send them to me, I can give you some feedback to see if you're on the right track. So hopefully you all understood what I wrote out to you. If not, please email me. We can talk. I can try and email a little bit more information, or we can talk on the phone. So just let me know how I can help you in getting those corrected. If we look ahead, it is the week of April 2nd through the 8th. This week you have Module 7, Module 8, which covers Chapters 7, 8, and 9. If you notice right here on the second module, which is Module 8, it has research questions. Disregard that. We did the research questions already, so you do not have to do that. Basically, what this week is going to consist of is you going through and watching the videos and looking at the PowerPoints that are in each of the modules. Then you will do discussion board 3 and then the quiz. So the research questions are nothing. Also, I will be working this week on giving you feedback for your first draft of your literature review. Please be patient with me on this. It does take some time, so I may only get to a few years of each of yours per day. I will hopefully have it back pretty quickly this week, because if you notice, the week of April 9th through the 15th, your second draft is due. So please, really, when I give you feedback, please look at it and take it into consideration and change some things. If I look at compare your first draft to your second draft, and I can see where you change things and what you didn't change, especially when I use the Safe Assign. I can look back and compare those too. I had just a few of you really struggle with the APA citation. I did create a video beginning of spring break, and I really tried to explain some of that and give you some examples. Please follow those guidelines. Also, your 6th edition APA manual was a requirement for you to purchase. Please use that. That's what we follow. And then there's also some great tutorials. But if you look at all that and you still struggle with it, please get a hold of me, contact me, and I can walk you through some things as well. So you're not alone in this. I am here to help you, so please let me do that if you have questions. Also, I want to make sure that you are watching the videos and looking at the PowerPoints that I do put in the modules. Those are kind of the lecture type for each of the chapter, and that will help you better understand after reading the chapters or before you read the chapters. So make sure you are taking the time to watch them. Some of them are kind of lengthy, but there's important information, and especially with the data analysis coming up, you're going to be looking at a lot of different tests and analyses. So make sure you watch that and try to develop an understanding, because you're going to have to choose one of those for your research project that you're doing, and you have to have an understanding of which ones you should choose. So you need to have a basic understanding of those. After you watch those, if you need me, feel free to contact me, and I hope you all have a good week.